because I'm gonna talk through the timeline of the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie, um, and you don't want to get spoiled, pause this, watch the movie, and come back. If you don't care about being spoiled, stick around. So, the main characters are a brother and sister bear in the movie. Um, the sister is blind and the brother is older than her. And it seems like the brother kind of takes care of the sister and protects the sister. That's the impression that we're getting in the beginning. So something happens where their dad has like a seizure in the shower and he dies. And apparently he was their only living parent. So they both then have to go into foster care. Um, at first, the social worker wants to put them in separate places, but the brother insists that he stays paired with the sister. And they both go to stay with their foster mom, and she's pretty weird. So you can tell from the beginning that she really adores the sister, um, but she kind of ignores and belittles the brother. We also learned that the lady had a daughter of her own who was blind, but she passed away, which is why we assume like the social workers thought that this would be a good place for them to go. Um, there's also another little boy living with the foster mom at the house, and she calls him Ali. Um, when they first get there, the sister and the brother-sister pairing asks the brother to describe Ali, and then the foster mom jumps in and says like, "Oh, he has red curly hair, but he doesn't have red curly hair. He had like a short blonde cut." So that was just pretty weird from the beginning. We also noticed that like there's a circle drawn around the outside of the foster mom's property. It's like a white circle. They show an aerial view of the home, and we see that there's a giant white circle all the way around the property. Um, and at one point, Ollie tries to like cross it, and he falls down. He seems like he's in pain. He's like kicking and screaming. Um, so that's just interesting to note. From there, the foster mom begins to build trust with both kids, but only to later manipulate them. We see that she's doing like really weird stuff. Like she is drugging the pre-workout that the brother uses. She puts like I think some type of sleeping agent in it that knocks him out. Um, and then she's also peeing in a bucket, and while he's knocked out from taking the drugged up pre-workout, she dumps her own pee that she peed in a bucket with onto him. It makes him think like he peed on himself. And there's even a scene where like he's trying to wash his sheets, and she and the foster mom and the sister are by the washing machine because she knows that he's coming to wash his sheets. And she's like, "Oh, what usually describe things for the sister, and like he got it was the sister's protector. So, the sister acts like, oh, does dad look good? And the brother is like, yeah, he looks good. But in reality, the brother, he couldn't stomach like looking at him. He couldn't look. So he didn't really know because he didn't really look. But to give her reassurance, he said that he looked good. And then they had like a code word, which meant like for real or to make sure he wasn't lying. Like not joking. Like Bible, you know. It wasn't Bible, but for the sake of this video, so she's like, Bible, he looks good. And the brother's like, Bible, but like he didn't look. Um, the foster mom then calls him out on it to the sister. She's like, but it was like a really weird scene. She was like, you didn't even look at your dad. And then the sister's like, you know, like she's appalled because she knows that he told her that the dad looked good. And she was like, lean down and give your dad a kiss is a custom. It's a custom. And she was trying to force the brother to kiss the dead dad in the casket that he didn't even like want to look at in the first place. It was really weird. But yeah, she used that against him to make him look disingenuous to the sister. And then to take it a step further, after the funeral, the foster mom got both of them like drunk. She let the little sister drink. Mind you, the little sister's probably like 14, I think, and the older brother is like 17, about to turn 18. That was the whole thing. He was turning 18 in like 2 months, and then he would be able to get an apartment for him and his little sister. But for the meantime, they both had to stay with this lady. So she gets them both drunk and vulnerable, and she got the brother to admit that he hit his little sister one time when he was 8 years old. And that's important because she later uses that against him. It's also important to note that this whole time the foster mom keeps watching these weird ritual videos with Ollie and like drawing circles on his head. And yeah, the ritual videos are depicting some really gross things that I don't think I can describe on YouTube. But yeah, so then the foster mom's obsession with the sister continues to grow. Oh, back it up. I got a little ahead of myself. With her drawing the circles on Ollie's head, Ollie is like weird a little bit. He's like selectively mute, and then he like eats random things, or he like randomly has a black eye, or he like randomly has a bloodied mouth, and none of it is really making sense. Yep. He also tries to like eat the cat, their pet cat. So yeah, Ollie has all of this going on, and also he'll like freak out and wild out. And how the mom calms him down is like drawing the circles again. So yeah, the foster mom's obsession with the little sister continues to grow. From there, we learned that the foster mom's daughter died in the rain, or possibly drowning in the pool, which is why she had a pool, but it was like completely drained. And then we see that she starts to like describe the sister as her daughter. Like she would say her daughter had brown hair and the little sister had brown hair. And then like her daughter had freckles and the little sister had freckles and they were both blind. And she keeps trying to get the little sister to wear her hair like pulled back in a ponytail, even though the little sister doesn't really like she wasn't feeling the ponytail. But her daughter always wore her hair pulled back in a ponytail. It was like so weird. So one night the foster mom like hits the sister in the eye in the middle of the night, but this was right after the older brother came and like visited the little sister and told her like, oh, good night, you know. Like right after they left, the mom sneaks in and like hits her in the eye, and she's like framing the brother. She's saying like, oh, you hit her, you did this to her. And the brother's like explaining to his little sister like, I didn't do this, you have to believe me. And he was like, do you believe me? And she's like, well, I mean, the last person I smelled was you. And then the foster mom is like, yeah, you hit her again like you hit her when you were 8. And it was like, what? And then that just sends the brother on like a full spiral. He knows that he has to get out of there. The social worker, and at the same time as he's going to get help from the social worker, he sees a missing poster of a little boy that looks exactly like Ollie, except his name is Connor. Yeah. So the brother gets help from the social worker, but he's like calling the sister and calling the sister and calling the sister because he thinks like she's going to die in the rain. He gets like a dream from his dad and he was saying like, don't let her die in the rain. So he thinks that his sister is going to die in the rain, and it's like heavy rain downpour. She's not answering her phone because she played like this. It was like a sport for non-seeing people or just anyone, but you were blindfolded, and it was about like hitting. It was kind of like soccer, but you slid across the floor and like rolled these balls into your opposite goal, and you also like defended your own goal, like soccer. You know, she played that game. I forgot the name of it. So she didn't have her phone, and she wasn't like hearing it ring. And he leaves her a message about how like their dad used to really beat him, and he protected her from that because he wanted her to still see the good in people, but like their foster mom is not good, so he's trying to tell her that she's not good. And he did hit her when he was 8 years old, but he was like mismanaging his emotions, and he was like clearly a little kid, and he was telling her like he did not, absolutely not, I hit her this last time, and that it was the weird foster mom. But yeah, she's not getting the message. So at this point, it's clear that the foster mom is attempting to do this weird ritual that will bring her daughter back to life, and we find out that she's been keeping her daughter's corpse in a freezer. So in this ritual, there's like a couple players. There's the person you want to bring back to life. There's the carrier demon, and there's the spirit that's being the host that the spirit's being transferred to. So Ollie was the carrier demon. The sister was the host, and the daughter was the spirit that was being transferred. So in order to do this, she had to kill the sister, which she tries to do by drowning her in the pool on the day of the heavy downpour because it was a lot of rain and it filled up the pool. Ollie then goes and eats the daughter's corpse. tries to throw up on the host to transfer the spirit into the host. But um the sister, she ends up fighting back, and she gets free from the grasp of the foster mom, and Ali just ends up like throwing up over on the concrete, um, and not throwing up into the host. So at that point, the brother had like called the cops and all that, and the stepmom kind of just gives up, and it ends with like the police surrounding her as she's floating in the pool with her dead daughter's corpse. So yeah, that movie was crazy. It was super, super gory. Overall, I give it a 9 out of 10. I think it was a really good movie. I think if you like gory and creepy things, watch it. It was super gory though, so that's a warning. But it was a good movie overall. And that's all I have for this video today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.